Alright guys, today we're going to be changing the radiator for the Toyota Avalon. It's a year 2000, a V6. Right now I'm draining the radiator, the coolant down there, as you can see. I have the bottom panel taken off, and there's that little valve right there, a white one. You just turn it towards you and it starts draining. That's the step one. So next thing you want to do is you want to take this lower radiator hose off and drain that. That'll be step two. So here you go. I had taken off the hose. Let that drip for a little bit and we'll go to the next step. The next step you're gonna do is take the transmission lines, this one here and then this one here, and that'll be the next step. Alright guys, so here we go. I took it out. A little thing that holds it is this little clips right here. So you just press it, pinch it with the pliers. I use the long nose pliers, and you just pull it out. Alright, we'll go to the next step. Alright, next of course is taking the top hose off, and then right after that we're gonna take off some of the wirings from the back of the fan. As you can tell, they're still connected. And then after that, we'll go to the next step. Alright, I want to show you a little side note here real quick, very important, so you don't break it. To take off these wirings, there's a little hole right here where you put your screwdriver. You push that little tab in there down. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little tab in there. You push that down, and then you push with, see, as you can tell, it's coming off. And the same thing here on this black one. You just push it off. See, it just comes right off, so you don't break them. All right, and you can tell I used my long nose on this to take that off. Okay, another side note here. So you have this little plastic holders that holds the wire. What you do is you would push the screwdriver in there, and as soon as you push it enough, this thing will come right off and will loosen up. All right, so you can tell it's loose. All I gotta do is wiggle it, but I can't do that holding the phone at the same time. So here's how that looks like after. It was in there and I just kind of pulled it up. Okay, don't break these things. It's kind of hard to find them. Alright, hopefully you can still hear my voice. I had put my phone in the Ziploc bag. So I had taken out the wires over here, and I kind of just put it there to the side. Sorry. All these other wires in here, you don't have to necessarily take them off because they are for the fan. So I've taken out some of the holders here, this one. So next step is really much just loosen this relay box. Don't lose your bolts. Okay, I keep them here in the box. And then there you go. That's off. Okay. So after that, I'm pretty much just gonna double check, clear, make sure there's nothing else that's attached to the radiator and the fan, wirings and hoses and all that. And then take these off and right after that I should be able to pull the radiator out. Okay, so that was pretty much it. I took the 2 bolts from here and it comes right off, and that rubber thing that just comes right off too, off of the radiator. And I kind of put it out there outside the garage and let it drain for a little bit. After this is just taking a look at the new radiator, and I looked at it already before I started, and just trying to familiarize myself with everything, making sure that it has the same features as the old one, and it does, as you can all tell. This is obviously the top, this is the bottom, and we're gonna install the fan, and right after we install the fan we're gonna put it back on. So this is a quick view of the radiator, the back side of it, so you guys can kind of see, familiarize yourself. They have this little rubber plastic kind of thing that comes right off, so you want to make sure that you don't throw that away. Replace that, actually place that back to the new one if it doesn't come with. So just make sure you don't throw the radiator right away, you know. All the parts you can still use. So looks like I'd have to just only take the bolts up here, 4 of them, and it looks like it just sits on this little platform here that I could just pull off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for both fan and install it back to the other one. Okay, so I took the 2 pieces of bolts up there. Just notice this little wiring, attachment here to the actual radiator, the body of the radiator. So I just used this wrench to kind of turn that way, and I pressed this little piece right here and just pulled it up. So that's just how you take it off. Alright guys, well, it's installed, the replica of the old one with the new radiator. Okay, time to install this thing. Alright guys, just a little note. You see that what's in the middle there, the hole? Well, that little piece, let me just take it off so you guys can see it. This little piece keeps falling off every time I put the radiator down. So I just took it off from the bottom of the radiator and just placed it in there. So you could do that however you want to do. If yours stays, then even better. Okay, the radiator is sitting in that little circle donut looking thing, plastic rubber thing down there. Now putting everything back on, just like how we took it off, we putting it back on. Alright guys, so I have put all the pipes and electrical circuit back, as you could tell. Just look underneath the car. There you go. There you go. So it's just a matter of filling up the coolant, the radiator with coolant, right over there in the opening, the reservoir. Put the battery back on. I had taken it off earlier just for safety. And of course, you guys want to put the panel back. You know how to do that already. I would just like to say thank you for watching me, and the tools that I've used are these. Pretty much everything in here, it's pretty cool. I think I got this from Freight Harbor or Harbor Freight, whatever you call it. Autocraft. It was pretty cheap, and it's lifetime warranty. So that's pretty much all I used. Alright guys, so here you go. Obviously you see the fan is turning, it's working. I refilled it from up there. Coolant's there. The coolant that I used is this right here. It's called Peak Original Equipment Technology, Asian vehicles. As you can see, Toyota there, 1990 and up. So this is perfect. I used 1.5, so I used this whole thing here and then have half in there. It's working. Looking at, you know, the finished work, I don't see any leaks. I got this part from Rock Auto, so if you're ever wanting to change your radiator, their radiators are pretty decent. So no leaks so far, so good. All right, thank you.